Hello and welcome to another episode of Short Comic Introduction. Now, the comic I want to introduce you today, called Wordsmith, I will bet that 99% of all my viewers have never heard of. And I'm honest with you, this isn't a surprise, because the comic was just finished some weeks ago, and this was a Kickstarter project a little bit earlier this year. Wordsmith was created by Stephen Kok. The artwork was done by Dedelis, and the colors were done by Peyton Freeman. Like I said, this was a Kickstarter project, and let's say it this way: I know of Stephen Kok a little bit earlier already. I have heard of two other projects he has worked on, called Blue and Tabby. But both of these projects never really spoke to me, so I can't tell you about them or how good they really are. But I knew his names, and some of his works were already in my head. Then I stumbled on his newest project, Wordsmith, and the first thing I saw was the cover of this project, and yeah, some people who know me now already know why I was interested, because I'm an absolute fan of not only cyberpunk but also of steampunk, and this got me interested in many ways. So yeah, I thought I will check that out. And then there was the second part that got my interest. Let's say it this way: the story is about Victoria, a so-called wordsmith who tries to correct something one of her words caused. And now many people will say, what am I talking about? What is this with words that cause problems? This was the second thing that I really was interested in, because this was something, a new, or let's say something very new, something very fresh for a story, to have these kind of wordsmiths that create words that spark specific feelings in people. Very interesting concept, and I was interested to see where this is going, and I followed this project a little while. Sadly, I wasn't able to back him through some coincidence, but I'm thankful that I was able to support them after the project, and even when the books were finished, that I was able to get at least a PDF, or I was able to buy the PDF. So Wordsmith is a very interesting project in so many ways, and I would say, let's put it short: if you are interested in let's say steampunk scenarios with fresh ideas and interesting art and very interesting writing, then definitely check this one out. Contact the creators. Like I said, you can't read this comic online, and really at least get the PDF. It's really not expensive, and check it out. Saying this one, what I said, the writing is really great in many ways. When you start reading it, you never have the feeling that the way all the characters interact, how the world works, that it's something that never really could work in so many ways. So they try to explain something that you can't follow. This is specific later, or let's say there's a specific scene later where two characters talk with each other, and one is explaining how all the mechanics of one of the airships work, and you sit there and follow this one, and like I said, you never have the feeling that this is something very just tacked on, and it really works, and it's very interesting throughout the whole story. I'm a little bit sad that we don't get too much explaining about how this wordsmithing works, but we see how it affects the people, and how everyone reacts on these small words. It's very interesting done. Also, what I have to say, and this is something I'm absolutely fascinating, I really found fascinating, because this is something I haven't felt for quite some time. If you start reading this comic, you start reading it, and after a short while, you have some kind of idea how all these characters speak. It's really hard to explain, because you have to read it to know what I mean. There is one character. I just give you one example. A character called Dimitri. You immediately, the moment you see this character and you start reading his dialogue, you immediately know what kind of character he is, in what kind of language he's normally speaking, so what kind of dialect he uses, and you are speaking this dialect in your head. It's really amazing, and it's not the only character you have it. Throughout the whole comic, every character you have, you just see them, and you have immediately a specific kind of voice in your head, and it's amazing. Like I said, I read a lot of comics on a lot of stories, but I hadn't this kind of situation for a very long time, and it's absolutely fascinating. And also, when we are talking about the characters, all the characters in there are likable in their own kind of ways. You never had the feeling that there is a character you you start hating, or it's just a throwaway character. Okay, maybe one, but that's I will come to that problem in a second. I really enjoyed all the characters and all their tantrums, and all the way they all interact with each other. It was very natural for this whole world and the story. And when we are on the story in the world, the world, we don't see much of the world, but the way all the characters talk about each other, and we get a feeling that we only see a small part of the world, but there's massively more, and we have an idea how specific parts may look, and it's very interesting for this it's a very short comic, to be honest. We only have 54 pages, but we already get a very interesting idea of how the world could look, or maybe look. And when I say we only have 54 pages, we have only 54 pages for the first book. Stephen Kok has announced that there will be more of this story, and I really, really hope, because it's, like I said, it's for a first volume, or for just a start in a story. It's really an amazing book in so many ways. So yeah, if you're interested in these kind of stories, please check it out. Now, even if I'm really if I'm really very happy about this and really like it, sadly there are one or two problems there I can't overlook, and I know that many people will have problems with that. The first thing, I have already said, is that it's a very short comic with 54 pages, and at some points you have the feeling that they try to cram too much into the story. That's especially, like I said, true with one character that is there. We don't know, or we don't get too much out of him, because we are concentrating on another character, and the way as quick as he came, as quick as he is gone. It's not that he is written out of the story. There is a reason why he's gone in the story, but yeah, this was kind of strange. And also there are some pacing problems, and at least 2 times there was a skip in there that was a little bit strange. I won't deny that. Very at the beginning, after the problem with Victoria's word came out, there was a small jump, and this one felt very unnatural. I have to say, it wasn't like this just happened, or we just skipped to somewhere else. It felt a little bit, like I said, it felt a little bit strange. And something else, and we had a similar situation a little bit later in the story. So Yeah, but I would say these two parts just came because we only have 54 pages. I think maybe something between, I'm a comic creator, but I would say something between maybe 8 to 15 pages extra might have done or didn't cause these problems to come out this extreme. But I would say these are problems you can look over. There are a lot of things in there that, like I said, are really great, and I really hope to see more of this world. And it's a really fantastic intro to this through this whole world, and yeah, I really want to see more about it. And this brings us to the art. Yeah, we only talked about the world and the story until now. Yeah, the art is, again, it's amazing work, and I have asked, I'm allowed to show you at least 1 or 2 pages, and I wanted to do that because it's, like I said, you can only see a little bit online, and yeah, I hope you can see them. I hope we can get them really good in screen. Yeah, we have 2 pages, and I really love the designs. I really love the action sequences. I love the coloring. Everything from the art to the coloring just screams steampunk. Really great work. I have to say, Dedelis and Peyton Freeman, they did an amazing job creating this whole world in color or in art, and it really works great. I must say, I especially love the design of Sparky, a little dragon that follows Victoria. And also some really amazing details in there. So this is some kind of comic you read, and if you read it a second time, there are so many things in the background or in the foreground you may have not seen at first, and they are absolutely amazing. There are some really jokey things in there, and sometimes it's just the details of the world itself. But let me say this: if you see a cat in a steampunk outfit, you just have to smile to see some things like that. So yeah, great work also on that department. It's a whole, really. If I know I said some things that aren't that great about the comic, but these, like I said, these are things you really can overlook, because all the rest of the comic, of the art, of the story, of, like I said, of the characters, is just can hold up. Yeah, can hold up. This is normally if you have pacing problems, if you have cuts in there by a very short comic, it causes many problems. But here, I would say there. You have so many talented people behind this project that they were able to get over this. Yes, there is these problems in there, but you can look over them because they happen, and then the story continues, and you don't think about it anymore because now you're back into the story. They don't put you out of the story. So yeah, it's an amazing comic, and I really hope to see more about it. And like I said, if it sounds interesting for you, if you thought the art looked fantastic or the art interested you, please contact them. Please buy a book, at least buy the PDF. They really aren't expensive, and really support these artists that we see more of this world. I'm really interested to see where this all is going, because yeah, we don't get so much new things out there, and this is something that has a lot of potential after just this one book, and it would really be sad if this stays a one shot, because this is a very interesting world that was created, and we have so many. There are so many things that can be told with it. So yeah. I will leave all the links down below so you can check them out, and please support them. And thanks for watching this segment, and see you next time. Bye.